Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Alyn. We're going to spend some time talking about heart disease. We're going to talk about fighting bacteria and even fighting viruses with our next guest. His name is Dr. Matthew J. Budoff. He's an MD. He is a professor of medicine at the David Geffen School of Medicine at UCLA. And we don't get a lot of guests from LA, so welcome, Dr. Budoff.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about this. I mean, right now, COVID is on everybody's mind, and you have a vegetable that everybody eats, or most people eat. It's garlic. Can garlic actually fight viruses and bacteria?
Yeah, so it's been around obviously for thousands of years, and it's been used as a medicine to prevent infections for all that time. And there's been some formal studies out of Japan with a specific compound of garlic called aged garlic extract. It's kind of an odorless garlic formulation, but they were actually able to show that it decreases bacterial activity and virus activity by taking garlic. So it has that potential benefit for us.
And I have to say that you're a spokesperson, if you will, for Kyolic, which is the brand. And I've been talking about Kyolic for 35 years, so off and on.
I
people.
became, I wasn't a believer, to be honest, when I first started doing research, but they asked me to do some trials to look at how it affects the heart. And we did a small study, and it worked. It lowered heart disease a little bit. It slowed down the plaque buildup in the arteries. And then I said, well, that was a small trial. We should do a larger trial, because I'm still not so sure, because it was such a small trial. And they did a larger study, and that worked. And we've now done 5 consecutive trials, and every one shows that it slows down plaque buildup in the arteries of the heart. So I've become a believer based on good clinical trials.
What about raw garlic? Eating, I eat a lot of garlic. I like a strong flavor. I put it on everything from vegetables to fish, meat, all this. I love garlic. Will that help as well?
Well, it may. I think the big question is that we don't understand exactly what different formulations of garlic, what happens to the active compounds. So if you dice it, slice it, if you cook it, if you fry it, what happens to the garlic and the active compounds. I would believe people who take in very large amounts of garlic, like yourself, get enough. But I think that's a little bit challenging for many people. Garlic at higher doses can upset the stomach, and certainly your friends and neighbors are not so happy with you if you're eating a ton of garlic all the time.
Absolutely. It's funny. The other day I had pho, Vietnamese pho for dinner, and they had floating in the soup garlic cloves. And I bit into one, and it was too much even for me. No, garlic can be a quite noxious compound, and again, it's for research purposes. The only way we could study it is really to study it in a formulation where it's standardized, like with the Kyolic aged garlic extract. But it also, I think, the aging process takes out the odor, which makes it a lot more tolerable for the stomach and tolerable for your significant others. Isn't there a specific compound within garlic that has these health benefits, and it's not the smell or the taste part of the garlic?
Yes, there's probably a lot of active compounds. Garlic is a complex molecule, so there's probably a few. People have thought of allicin as one. We think that it might be S-acetylcysteine as another one. There's probably a few active compounds in garlic, but it definitely has some very protective properties.
Well, in this day and age of the pandemic. COVID is on everybody's mind. We're in a near shutdown again here in California. It's been shown conclusively, at least in my opinion, as a layperson. I did not make it to medical school. I went to radio and TV school instead. We all make mistakes, doctor. And it's on our mind. We're thinking about it. Can we boost our immune system to prevent against COVID by using garlic or an aged garlic extract?
Yes, absolutely. I'm a firm believer, and we know that the anti-inflammatory properties of garlic, that it lowers inflammation, is also helpful, because the way that COVID kind of overwhelms the body for these people who we hear about get really sick is all inflammation, and garlic blunts the inflammation. So it'll boost your immune system, hopefully make you less susceptible to COVID, but it'll also, if you do get COVID, hopefully it'll be a less severe illness. It'll be more like the flu rather than something, a whole lot worse.
And when we're talking about inflammation, you're not talking about inflammation, I would assume, like if I sprain my ankle, the ankle is inflamed. You're talking about cellular inflammation?
Like what we call, the whole body inflammation, the circulating inflammation markers that we have in our body, where we have inflammation kind of going throughout the bloodstream.
And it was cellular inflammation?
Yeah, and it leads to cellular inflammation, and then if it gets bad enough, the cells start to do the wrong thing, and people get really sick.
And when I cook with garlic, and I'm chopping it on a cooking sheet, a cutting board of some kind, I'll often take the garlic and rub it on the board. I don't know why I do that, but I'm thinking that it's, if I'm still going to be cooking and before I throw it into the dishwasher, if I'm going to use the board again, it's a way of killing some of the germs that might be on whatever it is that I'm cutting up, from carrots to meat.
May very well prove to be a good technique there. And garlic's been around for we talked about it a long time, but it was used in the ancient Olympics as a performance enhancer. The athletes used to take garlic before they would compete in the ancient Greek Olympics. So it's definitely got a storied history behind it, and thousands of years of experience.
Which would mean in Sparta that would be so people would maybe the smell was so bad that they ran away from each other, and they did it faster because of the
impaired their competitors because they smelled so bad.
Got it, exactly. Let's talk about Dr. Budoff just for a minute. Tell us your background and what you're doing right now.
Yes, I'm a professor of medicine at the UCLA School of Medicine. And I'm in charge of the cardiology program at Harbor UCLA down in Torrance, which is a county hospital. And I've been, continue to do research, and obviously we're busy with patient care these days. But I'm hopeful that the vaccines that are becoming available will curb the tide here and help us win the day in short order. We're actively vaccinating today, so we are making progress.
And how are the beds in ICU? Are they full over there?
Our ICUs are fairly full. We still have some capacity to grow. So people should understand when, a lot of what we hear on the news is how everything's full. All these hospitals over the past 8 months have developed flexible beds that they can expand ICUs as needed. So I don't think we're going to hit a place where people are going to be out in the, on the sidewalk not being able to get a bed. And hopefully if we just wear masks and be a little careful for the next few days, 10, 15 days, this will all start to go back down again. We've seen these surges, and then it goes down, and then it surges, and it goes back down, and it'll be pushed down further by the vaccine, because the vaccine will make some people immune. So there'll be less people who can get infected, which will help our numbers overall.
Doctor, thank you very much for joining us. If you go to latenighthealth.com, we'll have some information about the doctor right there, his picture, and some information on how to contact him. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. Late Night Health continues. Late Night Health is proud of our partnership with the EBC, the Evolutionary Business Council. Check them out at ebcouncil.com.
You're listening to Late Night Health with Mark Alyn. The show continues in a moment. If you're listening to Late Night Health right now, you're part of the growing target of baby boomers we're serving. Hi, I'm Daryl Wayne, producer of Late Night Health, inviting you to join the Late Night Health family. If you have any business targeting the growing boomer market, Late Night Health is the ideal advertising vehicle for you. From vitamins to insurance, alternative health to Western-style medicine, Late Night Health caters to the growing population of those over 40 years old. This vibrant demographic has expendable income to fight aging, purchase travel, take care of aging parents, or just have fun. Find out about the advertising opportunities with Late Night Health. Call us at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308, or email us at info@latenighthealth.com. That's info@latenighthealth.com. Join Late Night Health as we empower people to take charge of their own health care. Call now at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308.
There's a lot of talk all over the internet about the remarkable benefits of Carbon-60, and baby boomers are especially excited about it. Greska's Carbon-60 is the premium Carbon-60, developed by an aerospace and NASA scientist. 95% of Greska's customers report positive results from this Nobel Prize-winning technology in just 4 days. Imagine more energy, better health, and more vitality. It's very bioavailable to quickly mend toxin-crippled cells. This is a super powerful antioxidant. Bob Greska is so confident that you'll love his Carbon-60, he wants to send you a bottle at 50% off the regular price to see how life-changing this will be for you. Call 720-600-6040. That's 720-600-6040. Visit c-60.com to learn more. Call 720-600-6040 now or visit c-60.com.
Welcome to Guide to the Soul. This is Robert Clancy. You are a beautiful masterpiece of celestial art. God sculpted your body, painted your portrait, and forged your blessed soul from the stardust. As with any masterwork, you may weather with age or get damaged a bit along the way. But doesn't that add to your beauty and mystique? Don't ever change who you are. You're loved and cherished in heaven just the way you are. Of all the challenges you've faced in life, you can be only made better for them. The greatest masterworks on earth have all been ravaged by the tests of time, only to become more revered in their inherent beauty. Always know you're one of God's masterworks meant to shine in that same way.
For more inspiration from Robert Clancy, visit guidetothesoul.com or go to the Moments with Robert page on latenighthealth.com. Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. We're going to talk about healing with Robert Clancy, the author of Guide to the Soul, The Messenger, and other tombs. He also blogs a lot and writes a lot. And there are pictures of him with all kinds of great people on his Facebook page. Robert, welcome to Late Night Health again, of course, as you join us most every week. We're going to talk about healing. What kind of healing are you talking about?
Well, I'll kind of get to that. So first I'm going to do my inspirational phrase, which is, love is a healing hand that holds your heart high enough above the darkness to always see the light. And the healing that I'm talking about is self-healing and also self-love, because it's been kind of a topic that's come up and around, and a lot of people have been messaging me or calling, or it just seems to be something that's floating out there about healing. And it was one of those things that I really feel starts internally, and you really got to look inward to go outward. And it was just kind of poignant that it was just coming up in topics and discussions. I had somebody just randomly call me this morning, and I hadn't talked to them in a long time, and they were like, "Hey, we gotta love, we gotta heal together. It starts with yourself, and we gotta do this." And I was like, okay. So that's where this topic came from.
Well, I was talking to a mutual friend the other day, and we had a disagreement. I said, "Love heals all." Would you agree with that, or not?
Love definitely can bring that for you, but you need to bring it for yourself, and that's, I think, the key part is, and then you're held through that process. But yes, I'm on your side. I feel that it does. That's my take is, when you have that, you have everything. It's just you can't put it into another person, another thing, like a job that you wanted, or a partner or something like that, and expect it all to come from one side. It's got to come from both sides, and really, it really has to come from you 100% first, or you got nothing.
Right. And I think that, the self-love is something that's difficult for many people to accept or even to do.
I'm right there. I've got to take my own advice on that too.
Yes. When I was talking to our friend, and it was Liberty, who's been on the show a number of times, when you have to be able to you can love somebody, as she said, she had a long-term relationship, and they loved each other, but it wasn't enough. There was some other extenuating circumstances that prevented them from being together. And I was thinking, that's really that would be the exception to love heals everything.
Yeah, and relationships are very difficult because you've got two sides to that, and there's different opinions, different ways that you approach things, and it's really trying to find that common ground and how to move forward in that. And really, it comes with both parties don't have the self-love to start with. It's really hard to share that, and I've talked to numerous people where if you can't love yourself, the best thing is, how can you love someone else? How can you give anything that you're not giving to yourself first? So it makes logical sense to me. I'm a programmer, and put things in those kind of orders. I'm always trying to figure it out. As you know, Mark, I am a puzzle solver, but love is one of the most difficult puzzles out there. So I don't know if there's any straight answer.
I don't think we ever really understand it. We all see. We see a movie, and we see it. It's a pretty simple formula. Boy meets girl. Boy and girl fall in love. Boy loses girl. Boy does something to correct himself, and they live happily ever after. That's what I call movie love, and it's a format. It's a formula. And we all, I think, want that in our lives. And you're talking about healing. And I think it's an ongoing process in always trying to get that love connection together and to be back and forth. It doesn't have to be equal. I don't believe that. Sometimes one partner needs more than the other. And then it reverses. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I want to bring Daryl in. Daryl, has he actually been listening to me for the last 4 years? He's finally getting it.
Some things filter quicker than others.
Well,
wow.
But I've always said that, Robert. I mean, I've said that for at least 25 years.
I had somebody the other day say, "I hear what you're saying. I'm just not listening."
Yes. Well, that is it, Mark. You can put a period or an exclamation point at the end of that. So that one you nailed. You got it. Yeah,
got it.
It is, and it is that kind of process. And, yeah, working through it. And I think you have to have fun on the journey. And one of the biggest things is losing certain expectations that you have, or preconceived, as you said, that movie love aspect of whatever it is, because there's something that is always layered on top of this. It's called life. And things happen that you are not expecting in life that affect that other part. It could be a financial situation. It could be a move that you weren't expecting. It could be somebody suddenly dies in your life. All these things on top of everything else affect that. So it's trying to look, and that's the words that I shared, knowing that you can go above the darkness when you use that piece of self-love and understanding to do it. And it's not an easy journey. I'm not saying it's as simple like, oh boy, I'm going to look outside and it's all going to be something go up there. But you have to take a step toward that.
This is a really way out there, but do you think that most people, percentage is what I'm looking for, understand what you're saying, or they just go through life one step at a time, waiting for the final shoe to drop?
Well, I would say, I don't know what the percentage of those people are that would think either way on that equation, but yeah, if you lose sight of it and you let stress or other things overtake you, yeah, you're going to end up there. And I found that when you have stressors in your life, whatever they are, writing them down and then seeing them, because most of the stress comes from you don't really see it all at once, or you're taking it in all at once, but you're not putting it in it's only those things, and I can start to take care of it by doing X, and then pare it down from there.
We are out of time. Our show is wrapping up. If you want information on Robert Clancy, go to guidetothesoul.com. That's guidetothesoul.com. You can also go to latenighthealth.com and see his pretty picture. And click on a link there that'll take you to his website. Robert, as always, thank you very much. Happy holidays. And, of course, the message that we're giving today is love, because I think love will make the world more peaceful and less stressful and less polarized. That's what I'm hoping for as we get into 2021. All right, that wraps up our show for today. Have a great day. Stay safe, everybody. Have a great week. Have a healthy week. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.
Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Words are a critical aspect of success. How you get your point across is a crucial part of what makes anything sell. So do it right and hire a writer. Whether it's articles, blog posts, technical writings, website content, product descriptions, or ghostwriting anything from a novel to a nonfiction book about your navel, contact Servet Hassan. If you want it to sell, write it right. Email Servet at servet@servethassan.com.